And for your movie, I would say I related to the elves the most. I love how they freak out like normal people when Santa is missing, and how they try to work together.
Ha 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 ha. I totally get that.
Could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Judy / Dorothy Gale from the BRYAN's The Wonderful Wizard of Oz for 2.
And hi there, I'm Donny from Mack's Animations. Ho, hoo.
It's really nice to meet you. I look up to you because I loved your performance in Ho, No! And, of course, you're amazing in your recent Ho, Who? 2.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I've been loving your movie, Judy. I've watched it a few times now and I always find new things to love about it.
I'm so glad that you love it. Speaking of our movies, as we all know, before filming we need to understand our own characters. So, would you mind describing your character in Ho, Who? Since you've played the character twice, I'm sure you're quite familiar with it.
Ooh yes, ha ha ha. Well, my name is Donny and I live in Plotagon City. But recently, I've been spending a lot of time in the North Pole. But I'm honestly loving it. Christmas is my favorite holiday, and so getting to be in the center of that magic is just delightful. I've got some nice friends at my school, but they never believe me when I say I've met Santa. Ha ha ha.
What about you?
Well, first, I'm going to the North Pole.
The North Pole? Like where Santa and the elves live?
Yeah.
You're crazy.
No, I'm not. I actually saved Christmas last year.
Sure you did.
Whatever.
Well, you can't blame your friends, because meeting Santa is definitely a big dream. Would you say that without Santa, Christmas would be less meaningful?
Ooh. That's a great question. I definitely do think that Santa adds a happy and magical aspect to Christmas, but what it all boils down to is the reason for gift giving and all of that. It's an act of love and kindness, and I think that can be shown in a lot of different ways, even without Santa. Now, I do want to know a little more about you. So, tell me about yourself.
Of course. In the movie The Wonderful Wizard of Oz for 2, I'm Judy. My name is akin tribute to Judy Garland, who played Dorothy in the 1939 movie. In the movie, I was bullied by people because of my unusual white-colored eyes. Even my brother Frank tried to protect me. He ends up getting bullied too. But after the adventure in the world of Oz, I understood that you need to believe in yourself, which I learned from Elphaba and my fellow Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Cowardly Lion. And also, I understood that there's no place like home. Come on, guys. The Emerald City is right in front of us. And the Wizard of Oz is waiting for us as well.
I love that. I'm sorry you had to go through that, being bullied for your eye color. That must be hard. But it seems like you found some ways to get through it.
Thank you! One of the reasons why this movie is made is because we want our audience know that you are not alone. And always remember, there's always a rainbow near, or maybe it's next to you. So Donny, are you a movie fan?
Yes! I love movies. What about you?
I love movies too. And the next question is related to this. What classic movie characters do you think have something related to your character?
Oh, I love that. I definitely think that there are a ton of characters from movies that I relate to, but there's one in particular that I have a lot in common with. That character is Kevin McAllister from Home Alone. Obviously we share that our two movies take place during Christmas time, but I think there's even more to that. He had to build all of these clever traps and obstacles to protect his home, and I had to help build decorations and such for the big Christmas party to help Santa remember who he is. I also relate to him in the sense that we both learned something new. When Kevin was all alone and back in my first movie when Santa was quitting, we learned that Christmas isn't just about the presents and material things. It's about the connections you make and the joy you can bring into others' lives.
Totally agree. I can see that you have some connections with Kevin too. For my character Judy, which obviously have some connections with Dorothy Gale. We're both desperate to be back home during the adventure, but after all the difficulties we faced, we earned courage and inner strength, and the Caillou went home. You know, there's no place like home. Apart from Dorothy, there's a character I would like to mention, Alice from Alice in Wonderland. Alice and I were both dragged into a completely different world, and we were both confused at the beginning. But with the friends we met and the multiple challenges we faced during the journey, we both gained bravery and confidence to defeat our enemies. Alice defeated the Queen of Hearts, and I helped defeat the Wizard of Oz. Oops. Spoiler alert.
Good thing I've already seen the movie, ha ha ha. But, yeah. That's great connection.
I know, right? Now since we're talking about connections, what do you think the audience would connect with in your character?
I think many people can relate to me as a character in many ways. Throughout my most recent journey, you can see how I went through a lot of different emotions and situations. While I try to stay positive and fight for what needs to be done, there are times when I feel down and stuck. Like when Santa forgot who he was and wanted me to leave, I felt really discouraged. But I held on to what I love about Christmas and Santa, so I was able to push through and find a solution.
Santa, it's you. We found you.
Oh, sorry, little boy. I'm not Santa. My name is Chris.
But you are Santa. I'm Donny. You met me last year. Remember?
Ah, you must love Christmas, don't you?
Yes, I do. And I need you to come back and fix everything.
What about you? You go through a lot of adventures and emotions in your film, so what ways do you think people can relate to you as a character?
So in the movie, before the adventure, I, Judy, am a girl who suffered from bullying, often feel insecure, and often push others away without thinking. I think these issues are something that a lot of teenagers face. But during the adventure, I found out these issues also happen to the Scarecrow, Tin Man, and the Cowardly Lion, which reflects on me and makes me start to face those problems together with them. And in this movie, I have a brother, Frank, who might remind a lot of people of their own siblings. Frank is extremely supportive of me, just like most siblings. Well, hopefully. So yeah, I hope when people watch the movie, they feel connected to me in the story, and understand that family and friends are good company to help solve emotional problems.
I love that. Are you glad that you learned these lessons and overcame these emotional challenges through this journey?
Of course. Just like everyone else, I think we all need to go through some difficulties to learn more about ourselves, so that we'll know how to improve. I hope the audience can understand this through the movie and feel connected with my character too.
That's wonderful, Judy. And going back to the other characters from The Wizard of Oz that you met, was there one in particular that you felt you had a stronger connection to? I'm sure they were all so lovely.
That's a great question. I would say Tin Man. At first when we met him, he's mean and selfish, like a heartless person. But when me and the Cowardly Lion passed out in the snow, the Tin Man starts to feel worried and cry. It reminds me of myself, and possibly a lot of people, because we pushed others away, but deep down we still care. We didn't show just because we're scared. These buildings are impressive. Now I get how great the Wizard of Oz is.
I don't know. They seem scary.
Scary. I can knock these buildings down in 1 second.
I don't care. I just want my heart. Where's this Wizard of Oz guy anyway?
And for your movie, I would say I related to the elves the most. I love how they freak out like normal people when Santa is missing, and how they try to work together.
Ha 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 ha. I totally get that. I feel like that sometimes too.
Yeah, it's really hard not to love them. So let's talk about something fun. How does it feel like to be a leading role of a movie? I know you have been in Ho, No, and Ho, Who? So you're probably as experienced. Is this time any different?
Being the leading role in a movie is kind of crazy to me. I never thought that I could be in a film like this. But it does feel great. I'm glad that I'm the one that gets to tell this story. Getting to do my first film with so much fun. It was the first big adventure that I had ever gone on, and there was a lot of responsibility to tell a great story. This time around, I definitely felt more relaxed, and I felt comfortable in this setting, that is filming a movie and being the leading role. This film was longer than the first one, and I like that a lot, because then you could see more of me and what I was thinking and going through during that journey. So yeah, being the leading role was a lot of fun, and I'm glad that people got to see what I experienced. And how was your experience as a leading character in a spectacular movie?
I was so nervous. As you know, Dorothy Gale is a well-known name around the world, which makes it a really big pressure to play her. But when I started filming, I began to learn more about my character, so during the process I became less nervous and more excited. So yeah, being in a leading role in this movie is really awesome. And I think I still need to learn from you, since you have more experience. And also, I feel like being a leading character in a movie carries a certain responsibility, which leads us to the next question. What kind of influence do you hope your character will have on your audience?
I hope that my story will help the audience to develop a newer, deeper meaning of Christmas. We all sometimes get lost in the amount of gifts that you get or the big meals, but it's important to remember the people that buy you those gifts to show you they care. Human connection is such an important thing in our lives, and we're so lucky that we get to experience that. It's something we should never take for granted. We can see that in both of my films, but especially the most recent one. Santa was able to remember the joy and connection he felt during Christmas time, which helped him to remember himself.
That's great. I believe the true meaning of the Christmas spirit is that, through Christmas, we can connect with others, embrace togetherness, and still hold on to a sense of childlike wonder. I think your movie definitely brought us this influence.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad you think so. And what about you? You had to step into a story that so many people know already and have been influenced by. So how do you think your story and your character will influence the viewers?
Sure, as I mentioned, my character is a girl who was bullied and became insecure and lacking in confidence. But after all the journeys, I, Judy, faced many difficulties and ended up becoming more confident, while also understanding that there's no place like home. I hope that through my character and the film, the audience can see that no matter how tough things are, if you try to face them, there's always a chance to overcome them. And no matter how bad things get, you have people who care about you, because there's no place like home.
That's wonderful. There truly is no place like home. And I totally relate to that. My mom and I have been spending a lot of time at the North Pole, but it really has become a second home for me, because it's the people that are there, who love you, not just the location or building.
Hanging out with Mom are always nice. I'm glad you also understand there's no place like home.
Yes! It's always so comforting to be around those you love.
It's really a big pleasure to chat with you, Donny. Again, what an amazing movie.
Thank you so much. It was great talking to you too, Judy. And congratulations on your spectacular movie as well.